Let us begin the function with Miss Mathura Paidson as the invocator. I would now like to call upon Dr. J.P. Ganjigetti, our beloved HOD, to deliver the welcome speech.
Good morning to ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I submit my reverential pronouns at the lotus feet of His Holiness Dr. Sri Sri Sivakumara Swami, Honorable Chief Guest of this morning, Dr. Sri M.C. Dinesh, President, Karnataka State Small Scale Industry Association Bank, Dr. M. Chandrasappa, our respected Director, Dr. Sivakumaraya, our beloved Principal, and Dr. R.S. Karnataka, Staff Advisor and Coordinator of IEMage 2010, and Mr. Sivareddy C., Student Vice President, and all dignitaries of the day. I deem this as my proud and privilege to welcome you all for this inaugural function IEMage 2010. I am highly grateful to Sri M.C. Dinesh, President, Karnataka State Small Scale Industry Association, Bangalore, who accepted our invitation and made it convenient to be with us as our chief guest and to grace this occasion. On behalf of the Department of Industry Management, on behalf of myself, I welcome Dinesh. As you know, the backbone of any of such programs is none other than our beloved Director, Dr. M. Chandrasappa, who accepted our invitation and has made it convenient to preside over today's function. I welcome you, sir. The continuous service of information behind in conducting such programs is our beloved Principal, Dr. Sivakumaraya, who has agreed to grace this occasion. I heartily welcome you, sir, for this function. I take this opportunity to extend my sincere, hearty welcomes to dear all HODs, invited judges, press media, participants from different colleges, my colleagues, students, volunteers, and all my students. Finally, I welcome one and all. I wish you a success in this program and let me make it a memorable one. Thank you, one and all.
We now come into the part of the program where we introduce the guest of honor for today's function, Mr. MC Dinesh, who is the President of Karnataka State Small Scale Industries Association, Bangalore.
I would like to call upon Shruti V of 8th semester to introduce our chief guest.
My reverend Pranamas, who is lotus feet, Shri Shivakumar Swami Garu, honorable dignitaries on the dais, respected staff members, and my dear friends. At this outset, I am glad to stand before you to give a brief introduction about our prestigious guest. I deem it as a great privilege to introduce our chief guest, Shri MC Dinesh, the President of Karnataka Small Scale Industries Association, Bengaluru. Shri MC Dinesh was born on 10th September 1960 in Bengaluru. He has pursued his graduation in Commerce and Business Management. He started his career in 1983 as the first generation entrepreneur and today has adorned the esteemed post of being 42nd President of Kashiya. Today, we are lucky to have such a high-profile person with 26 years of industrial experience. He also owns a printing unit, Birla Impressions, which excels in commercial printing. He has served as the President of Vijayanagara Club. He has a decade's work exposure at Kashiya. Under his guidance, Kashiya is celebrating its Diamond Jubilee this year. He has been the constant motive behind many national seminars and workshops organized by Kashiya. To name a few, National Workshop on Plastic Waste Management Strategies, Intellectual Property Management in SMEs, Lean Management for SMEs Growth Engine, and so on. Recently, Shri MC Dinesh met Shri Pranab Mukherjee, our Honorable Union Minister for Finance. He took a key role in submitting the pre-budget memorandum to Shri B.S. Yediyurappa, Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka. He has successfully served as chairman in various committees. Shri MC Dinesh was honored with distinguished PRCI Corporate Website Award Bronze on 3rd April 2010. Sir, thank you for accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion. Thank you, Honorable.
For the introduction.
Taking an element from the Panchbhutas, let us seek blessings from the Almighty and start the occasion. I request all our dignitaries to please light the lamp.
Ishiradana, its cup, the heart of wisdom, inexhaustible devotion, the oil, charismatic purity, its wick. This light symbolizes the Pranava, burns forever without a flicker, for the Lord Shambhulika himself comes to life.
From the past, we better our present.
Let us have a look at IEMage 2009. May I call upon Miss Romy, 8th semester, to present the report. To all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, to all my friends and all those who are present over here, I extend a warm welcome to you all in IEMage 2010. I am here to present a brief report on IEMage 2009, and here it goes as: Association of Industrial Engineering and Management organized a mega event IEMage 2009, a state-level technical symposium on 3rd April 2009. The event was inaugurated by Dr. M. Panduranga Vittal, Professor of Finance and Strategy, the Indian Institute of Plantation Management, Mangalore. Our beloved director, Dr. M. Channabasappa, presided over the function. Our then respected principal, Dr. S. M. Shashidhara, graced the occasion. After the inauguration, the following events took place at different venues in the department, which are as follows. Technical paper presentation, totally 13 papers were received and presented. The winners were First place held by Avinash S, JSS AT Bangalore. Second place Shruti V, SID Tumkur. Now in business quiz, there were 15 teams for prelims and finally 6 got qualified for the finals. The winners were first place Abhishek Chintamani and Jamal Pathan, BSc Bangalore. Second place Rahul Kumar and Anurag Narayan, SID Tumkur. Department has organized sports like cricket, football, etc. for our students. Winners and runners were honored. Valedictory function was held at 5:30 p.m. for which Dr. Solapur Director, Department of Management Studies, SIT Tumkur was the chief guest. Our beloved Director, Dr. M. Channabasappa, presided over the function. Our then respected Principal, Dr. S. M. Shashidhara, graced the occasion. Prizes were distribution to winners and runners. On this occasion, following top merit students from different semesters were also honored. 2007-2008 examination toppers were Satvik Shankar, 1st Sem, Shruti V, 3rd Sem, Ankita Banerjee, 5th Sem, Ashwini CU, 7th Sem, Sudha N, 2nd Sem, Ankita Banerjee, 4th Sem, Ashwini CU, 6th Sem, Bimal Maharajan, 8th Sem. And at last but not the least, we thank all the office bearers who helped in making this IEMage 2009 a success, where Rector Dr. M. N. Channabasappa, Director, Mentor Dr. S. M. Shashidhara, Principal, President Dr. J. P. Ganjigati, Professor and Head of Industrial Engineering Management, Staff Coordinator C. Megraj, Assistant Professor, Treasurer B. Lata Shankar, Senior Lecturer, Vice President Chetan T.M. Final Year IEM. Thank you.
94.
Keeping business as his main principle, Mr. M.C. Dinesh is now the President of CASIA, and he has been able to come and reach such a position through sheer hard work and experience.
So I request our Chief Guest, Mr. M.C. Dinesh, to address the gathering and share his management expertise.
Everyone, namaskar. Very good morning to each one of you here. Before I start, I would like to bow in reverence to Swamiji of Siddhganga Mutt, who is a shining example of service and welfare to humanity. I would also like to thank Shri M. N. Channabasappa, Director, Siddhganga Institute of Technology, Shri Shivkumar, Principal, SIT Tumkur, the other dignitaries on the dais, for giving me the opportunity to be amongst you people today. It's indeed a great pleasure to be amidst youngsters and budding entrepreneurs. I also like to thank Rajeshwar Mutt, who has been in constant touch, and it was he who really motivated me to be here. Because of my pressing engagements, I still thought I should be here because it gives me an occasion to make me feel as young as what you are and what I was 20 years back. Thank you very much for calling me here once again. I belong to CASIA as its president. In fact, the founder of CASIA, Shri R.S. Aradhya, the veteran entrepreneur, is a person from Tumkur, and he was the president of CASIA for 18 years, giving it a very strong foundation. Our reference to him on this occasion. In half an hour time, I have been asked to condense a vast subject matter which constitutes a 2-year full-time course. Nevertheless, I shall attempt in at least 4 aspects, namely entrepreneurship, starting of industries, sourcing of funds, and capacity building to serve as an orientation exercise. Entrepreneurship is a comprehensive term of width and depth, but in common parlance, entrepreneurship is equated to self-employment. Self-employment is related to something by oneself to earn the livelihood instead of wage employment in the form of servitude. The positive side of entrepreneurship is the requirement of any qualification or age restriction. No time limit for embarking on entrepreneurship. You can choose and service a product. The concept implies initiative, responsibility, risk and results out of the one's own efforts. lot of physical and mental qualities are required to be cultivated, like hard work, patience, persistence, observation, understanding, judgment, aspirations, and motivation, not to forget the risk taking. Most of the entrepreneurship attitudes will get developed during the process of entrepreneurship. However, time management, perception of opportunity, self-confidence, and problem solving are important. There are 8 important risks in industrial entrepreneurship: market risk, credit risk, price risk, business continuity risk, staffing risk, bureaucratic risk, competition risk, and liquidity risk. It is well established now that all these qualities can be acquired over a period of time, and the 8 types of risks can be met and overcome successfully. In short, the ABC of entrepreneurship is in ambition and attitude, building of ideas and resources, creativity and commitment, discipline and enterprise management, and skills are the reinforcing factors. With these basics of entrepreneurship, anyone can start an industry. Fund mobilization is an important task of entrepreneurship. If one can manage at least 25% of the project cost out of own savings, family support or partnership sponsor, the balance 75% could be secured on loan from financial institutions like the State Financing Corporation, public sector banks, private and cooperative banks, and through venture capital. With a marketable product and well-prepared business plan, funding will not be a problem. Industrial areas, industrial estates, industrial parks, etc. have been planned for infrastructure support. The district industry center will give initial guidance for setting up industries. Running an enterprise in an area in which you are learning in college will help. Effective utilization of resources, waste reduction, production planning, quality monitoring, etc. are areas of capacity building to enhance productivity and apply the skills of management. All these inputs sourced from industrial engineering and management areas. Visit to industries and consultation with industrialists greatly help you in planning starting industries. Though from time to time start a forum and have exposed lectures and interactions with the DIC, bankers and entrepreneurs and associations for total awareness on project identification, project preparation, factory setup, resource mobilization, management, marketing, and continuous improvement. The small enterprise takes a minimum of 3 years to integrate with the system and marketing. There are more than 100 lakhs of SSIs making about 8,000 items functioning in India. About 40% of the production is exported to over 56 countries around the world. There is scope for starting industries in each taluka. What is required is a commitment to become an industrial entrepreneur and to prepare yourself to elaborate planning, information, and guidance. India is emerging as a land of entrepreneurs, and the Indian MSME sector is shaping itself as a global SME hub. For a country like India, the entrepreneurs class of people is done for democracy. Today, I have, in my career of 27 years of being an entrepreneur, and I have thought there are 18 steps that you need to climb before you could start an industry. Steps, I would like to read it out to each of you. First step would be commitment to be a self-employed. Second would be selection and product location. Third, preparation of the project profile. 4, secure EMIs. 5th, arrange for finance. 6, register, obtain, comply with. 7, selection and purchase. That is the machinery what is select and purchase. 8, utility inputs, power, water. 9, recruitment and induction of personnel. 10, pilot run and adjustment. 11, system and procedural mapping. 12, production, secure EM. 2. 13, sales and service. 14, repayment of loan principal and interest. Feedback from customers. Reinvestment and improvement of planning is 16. 17 is the stakeholders interaction. 18 is the CSR commitment. To each one of these 18 steps, you have people who will guide you. For example, if I say, you need to go to the EMI 1 secure, there is a DIC bank which will help you. Preparation of a project report, there is MSME board, then the banks which will help you to do it. Then if you want to register to comply with the Companies Act, you have the Factories Act, Central Excise, VAT, EPF, PF. I have compiled this and I'm leaving about 10 copies with the college. I'm sure each of you who are keen to be an entrepreneur can go have a look at this, get back. I would be more than happy, not only me as president of CASIA, but each one of you are welcome to visit CASIA, interact with our staff, the secretaries, or any of the entrepreneurs whom you want. I'll be more than happy to welcome any student or any professor who would like to lead a delegation to CASIA, maybe would like to interact with few more successful entrepreneurs, which will enable you to have more confidence in starting your own. And today, it was not what I started, because when I started my industry, I had to request my parents to give me a loan or to give me the required 25%. But today, Government of India, if you see the paper just 2 days back, up to 10 lakh, you can get a collateral-free loan. To 10 lakh is enough if you want to start a small industry. And if you want to start big, you also have the credit guarantee scheme. Up to 1 crore rupees, now you can get loan, which will really enable you, if you have a burning desire, to be an entrepreneur. Don't forget, if you are an entrepreneur, you are a boss of your own. And also, you are going to make more lives a part of your own life, because you take care of all your staff, the workers who are going to work with it. So, it's always great to be an entrepreneur, but you need to have a big heart, and it's a big challenge. And I wish each one of you who want to pursue to be an entrepreneur all the very best. Thank you very much. I again thank the staff and the management of the society and all of you for having me kind enough to make me feel that I'm important and having me called me here. Thank you very much.
Words and giving us details on the 4 aspects of management, special emphasis on entrepreneurship with highlights on the 8 types of risks that we will face and how we can overcome them by technically following your 18 steps to become a highly successful entrepreneur. Thank you, sir.
Now I request our beloved principal, Dr. Tumkur IEMage, to address the audience.
All of you, respected Director, Professor MNC, the President of this inaugural function, Shri MC Dinesh, President, Karnataka State Small Scale Industries Association, Bangalore, Dr. J.P. Ganjigatti, Professor and Head of the Department, IEM Department, Professor Gardner Shivareddy, Vice President, IEM Association. At the outset, I congratulate the faculty, staff and students of IEM Department for having organized this state-level technical symposium. Now, the technical symposium of this type would definitely enable the students to keep abreast of the latest developments in the field of industrial engineering and management. It also provides platform for the students to effectively participate and present the knowledge they have acquired through consulting the research articles and carrying out the innovative projects. Now on this occasion, I have made appeal in the other technical symposia held in the college. Now again I am appealing to our faculty members to consider research as an integral part of teaching, because even in undergraduate level they are insisting the student projects should be research oriented. Now therefore I appeal again to all my colleagues to consider research as an integral part of teaching and give students good research projects so that these research findings could be published in refereed journals and also conferences. Now I appeal to the faculty to keep in mind the following learning goals. Number 1, to optimize the quality and efficiency associated with designing, operating and improving sustainable processes for acquiring, producing, selling and delivering products and services. Number 2, to prepare students with knowledge and skills to become IEM professionals who are capable of designing an effective problem-solving model to predict, plan, control, coordinate, improve and integrate limited resources to maximize the business profitability. Number 3, to attempt to provide a fruitful learning experience for students to apply the IEM theories to practices. Number 4, prepare the students with IEM domain knowledge and IT skills in solving problems of management systems and in support of decision making. Now again I appeal to the faculty to assign current topics for student projects, define a studies topic, ask the students to review the related literature, develop methodology, gather data, analyze data, arrive at conclusions and make recommendations. In this process of independent study, students actually apply the problem-solving knowledge that they have learned in class towards solving a real-world problem in industries, in industrial engineering field. The seminars of this type would provide the opportunities for students to learn the cutting-edge applications in the real world. These seminars will also help the students to become a well-prepared manager after they graduate. With these few words, I thank you once again. Thank you all.
Inspiring words.
I request the Honorable Director, Dr. M. N. Chandra to deliver the presidential address.
Good morning, respected Chief Guest of the morning's program, Mr. Dinesh, Professor Shivkumaraya, Professor Benji Reddy, Professor Rajeshwar, and Mr. Shiva Reddy, and all the invitees and the faculty members of the department and the students. I am very happy to participate in this inaugural function. IEM is not a small department, it is a popular department, I should say, because whenever we have change of branch in the second year, even those who have taken electronics, telecommunication and computer, they want to go to IEM department. Should I conclude that the faculty members of IEM are very kind? Yes, perhaps it is. Maybe they have changed their mind from becoming experts in chosen fields, but to become perhaps entrepreneurs, about which our respected chief guest spoke very nicely about the requirement. And another important thing is it is very nicely balanced between boys and girls in the department. The two put together should become big enterprise, and they should perhaps think of forming groups, 5 or 6 of them, including both boys and girls, and take a serious study of trying to become job givers instead of trying to complain that they are not getting jobs in the campus placement process. I don't want to take much of your time. Mr. Dinesh has given you 18 steps to become a successful entrepreneur. Maybe in a very lighter way I can add. The 19th step would be look for a rich father-in-law. No, don't take it very seriously. Otherwise, your marriages may get indefinitely postponed. Therefore, think hard on your own, and industry and capacity to take risk. There is a saying in Sanskrit, Udyoginam Purusha Sinham Upayati Lakshmi. Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, will just favor those who are willing to take risk. Purusha Sinham, Purusha Sinham, it can include ladies also in a later version. Only those by the goddess Lakshmi. So much about the entrepreneurship, and Mr. Dinesh is always available, whether he is the present president or the past president, he is an youngster, and he is available to you for consultation. Naturally, he will be too much willing to help you in that particular respect of enterprise. So far as the department is concerned, it is a very well staffed department. Professor Shivkumaraya, our principal, has already given the importance for academic development, particularly on the research side. We have 3 very good professors with PhDs. I don't think any other department, IIM department in the university have this big facility of having 3 professors with PhDs. They are all 3 very good PhDs. It is time that they seriously think of starting some PG program. When there is a PG program, naturally, you have to think of nice projects, and those projects could certainly lead you to development of particularly the power sector. Power is the crucial requirement of any industry, and the department can concentrate on developing, say, solar power, wind power, and even the biofuel development. These are the 3 areas which are available to the department. They can take up other studies as well. So with these suggestions, I am very happy to take part in this inaugural function, and I wish the function all the success. Thank you very much.
The inaugural function of IEMage 2010 successfully come to an end. So, on behalf of head of the department, all the faculty members and all the students, I would like to thank our Honorable Chief Guest, Sri M.C. Dinesh, who in spite of busy schedule, made himself available to be the Chief Guest and shared his informative and valuable suggestions. I profusely thank you, sir. For his unmatched spirit and involvement in IEMage 2010.
Supplier of the automotive industry or electrical industries for springs. So last 3-year progress, if you see, they are the #1 in position. To retain in this position, they need to work on different concepts and new technology. So we come up with a problem definition called assessing the environmental impact on 2 scenarios called truck versus multimodal. Those people who are studied on a supply chain, they will be knowing about these 2 words, truck and multimodal. And objective is greening the transportation mode. So when you see the transportation, we always come across with a topic called carbon footprint or carbon CO2 generation. So if you see in the scenario, the transportation which is increasing, CO2 generation is in the segment which is increasing now till now, but remaining all sectors we have decrease in the CO2 generation. But how to calculate your transportation mode? When you design your transportation mode, you need to concentrate on CO2 generation. There is a four-step methodology to know how much CO2 from your transportation mode you are going to occur in your environment. The first step talks about estimate. Estimate your present situation, how the carbon footprint is done, how is your transportation mode, how much it is generation. It talks about as its scenario. Simulate the present situation and try to find out with the new alternative possible. That is, as its scenario, to be scenario will be compared. In the third situation, you will be evaluate the CO2 generation as well as you will talk about cost, because supply chain not only talks about CO2, it also talks about cost. So fourth, you have to implement and you have to create a roadmaps for the implementation. So in this scenario, we are talking about transporting a goods of 10 ton from Delhi to Bangalore by truck or by using a multimodal transportation mode. When we talk about calculation, we take 1 liter diesel produce around 2.8 kg of CO2, whereas Bangalore factory to Delhi warehouse is around 2,200 km. Truck mileage is 6 km per liter. Approximately it requires 400 liters of diesel, which produce 1072 kg of CO2. Whereas we use multimodal means factory to railway station. From there we use the common transportation from Delhi railway station to warehouse. We are generating around 249.52 CO2. We are saving 822.48 CO2 generation in the atmosphere. Not only this, when we do the cost comparison, from the first scenario it is costing around 22,000, whereas the second scenario we are going up with 17,380. The cost reduction is due to terminal handling, this reduction, increased equipment utilization, improved weight efficiency and air shipment reduction. So reduction is 76% of CO2 and 21% in supply chain cost. So green may not be the profitable, but it's the right thing because we are talking about sustainability, we are not talking about waste. These are some of the references. Till now I spoke about green supply chain, and let me show you an animation what green supply chain is actually speaks. So, dear friends, I want to request you, we are survived, we want our future generation to you can go to the customer with the right quality and quantity. So, here green supply chain not only where that conventional supply chain talks about only the cost matters. So, here they are not talking about only the cost matter, I am talking about environmental saving, carbon generation reduction as well as the cost saving. So, when we do the multimodal transportation, you obviously avoid the terminal handling. If you take a truck from your factory to the other factory, you might not know the truck supplier will take your goods straight away to there. He might change intermediate truck there. But there, how many times the terminal handling will happen, you don't know. So there is a damage chances also. So here the terminal handling is in your account. You know how many times you can do the terminal account. Increase equipment utilization. Since JIT, TPM is all placed in its positions. So you know how to pack the goods, how to effectively use the container for your train transportation or truck transportation from factory to the railway station. So you are using your equipment properly. And definitely when everything is on time, air shipment is not required. So you can always have a reduction. So it's not only logical, it's also from the cost calculation you have to.
But time.
Request Ashika, just Department of Physical Education to be ready. So yes. Shruti, Shilpa, yes. Be ready.
So with this I'm going to. So what is supply chain management? So coming to the very first concept of supply chain management is that it is the process of converting the raw materials to the finished goods and directly to supplying to the customer. So So coming to logistics now, what is the meaning of logistics? So logistics is the process of planning, implementing, and also the controlling of the various cost-effective processes that will be occurred in the supply chain process, management process. So there are the components of interior logistics systems. It will be including the external supply, internal operations, and physical distribution. The external supply will include the supplies to the operational processes. That means how the process will be linked from supply to the operation processes. How the supply will provide the materials based on the operation processes. And after that, internal operations will be managers and infrastructure material flow. That means it includes how the flow of the material will be in the supply chain management process. And finally, the physical distribution means links operational process to the customer. How the process will be generally supplied to the customer. The supply chain includes three of these important aspects. It is material flow, information flow, and financial flow. Material flow will indicate how the material will be flowing from one process to another. What type of material flow will be required for the supply chain process from the operation. Then information flow means what is the requirement of the material. Means what type of material is required. Then what is actually the base of the material required for the operation process and also the various valid information. Then financial flow means what is the financial budget and what is the cost that will be offered in this process that will be included in this process, supply chain process. Then this is the supply chain structure. You can see that here. This is the raw materials will become supplied, will come to the factory. Then after that it will be coming to the DC, then RDC and retailer, then coming to the customer. There will be a means of transportation, this structure shown, from where this process will be carried out. Then distribution. How the supply chain process will generally work out. So without transportation, we cannot just think about the supply chain management. So always we should think about the transportation processes that will be required for distributing or transferring the materials from the supplier to the manufacturers. That means there are various modes of transportation. That means ship is there, train is there, after that airways, all these things. So depending upon the various, depending upon the convenience about all these methods, we can use any of the transportation systems. Okay. So generally our need place at the right time and also in the right quantity. If all these things, if the supply chain processes all these activities, then the process will be easier for it will be easy to get the product in an efficient time. The supply chain elements. So generally there are three types of supply chain elements. First is strategic, then tactical, and then operational. So supply chain strategic means what is the planning. First you have to plan the what is the supply chain design. After that, what is the second is the resource acquisition means what are the resources that will be required in this process. Then long-term planning. You have to think that how much time or what extent of time is going to be lasting. That is this 1 year discipline. The second process is the tactical one. So in tactical means what we have to bring the strategic part of view make the strategic part of view to come into the tactical process. Reactive process. That means how the tactical process include in case of the production, distribution planning, resource allocation, and medium-term planning. That means will the supply chain management be applicable for medium-term planning and what will be the production distribution planning for monthly, quarterly, etc. Then coming to the last stage is the operational, that is shipment scheduling, resource scheduling, short-term planning. So we have to come to operation means whether the supply chain management will be equivalent in case of the operational aspects. So what is the scheduling? We should schedule each and everything into plan for the important aspects, how the operation will be carried out, and whether it will be whether short-term it is also whether it is we should also see that whether it is possible for doing the short-term planning. In the basis of weekly and daily basis. So there are the steps involved, what are the various steps involved in supply chain management. So the first step is that designing the supply chain. So we have to design the supply chain in such a way that how this process will flow, how the flow of information will be there, how the material flow will be there, all these important aspects should be done. So first is that determine the supply chain network. First we have to determine what type of supply chain we require for the process. Then after that, second is identify the levels of services required. Then what type of services will be required, we have to identify those things. So this is the second step here. So we have to determine the pathways from the suppliers, how the process will be going on, how the process, how the raw materials will be carried from one position to another, and these are the important aspects. And we have to also plan the production factors. How the production will be processed will be going on, so all these things should be planned properly. It will be related to the optimization of the supply chain. The third process is the material flow planning. That means what type of material, what is the exact amount of material that should be required, that should flow. That means to say that adaptive decisions are working back from project demand to the supply chain to the raw materials by using ERP techniques. The last one is the transaction processing and short-term scheduling. That means generally the customers order, if we organize a random position, what are the actions, what are the steps we have to take. So we have to be very much careful about the thing that customers orders are not at all in a very system. It may fluctuate, it may come randomly, it is not a static one. So this is day-to-day accounting system is static and schedules every order to meet customer demand. So generally order and order fulfillment and all these things we have to always be ourselves ready so that we can take the order of the customer in a random manner. So information next, the information flows in supply chain. So it is nothing but the information. What are the information that will be required for the supply chain management? So we have various information that will shown. So need for the databases, master files, the information about the customers, products, materials, suppliers, transportation, production, etc. So all these things should be information. Information should be flowing. It should be a part of the supply chain management. So it's only then we can understand that actually what is our aim, what is our goal to do. We simply, if we design a supply chain without information, it doesn't make any sense. So there should be information of all these aspects. All these things should be taken into consideration by designing the supply chain. Next is the bullwhip effect. So bullwhip effect means what it is the, so whenever order will be coming, so that means it is generally because of the various such as order batching, the shortage training, that means suppose we are manufacturing more, so more products we are manufacturing and we want more products, and regarding the more products only, so what it will be very different. So if a company is generally authorized for manufacturing a product within a new stage, but if the order suddenly order is coming, so it will be leading to fluctuation. That fluctuation is known as the bullwhip effect. So the important points that we will be taking, so each and every product differentiation is the last possible moment. So differentiation should not be there. Whatever the marks you take, the change that should be done properly, there should not be any delay in the production process. So this is I'm giving an example of gas supply chain management. It is generally full type supply chain system. So in supply chain there are two types, the full type and push type. So generally Dell is the one company individual product following the full type of supply chain system. That means whenever the orders will be coming to the Dell company, they will be procuring the materials and according to the customer demands, they are going to from the finished products. So that is the main advantage of a Dell. Moreover, they will not process any inventory. That means like to say that it has a zero inventory process as they are providing they are manufacturing the product according to the customer demand value. So when the customer demand will come, they will produce the PCs and hardware and they will deliver it to the customer. More information, shared information patterns and real-time measures, which is the business. So these are some of the advantages of using the real system computers. Thank you.
At our college, that is SRT. Actually, this is a group study and we have made a small research since our college is a transition state. That is, like our college was under VTU in the beginning and now it is under Latin system. So we thought we'll just analyze the quality of work life, how it is affecting the system. So here we are giving introduction, literature, sample size and survey, and data analysis, results and conclusion, and references. So I would like to introduce my team to you all. Our guide has been Mr. Prashant and has been very helpful and cooperative. And ours is a group of 4. And Shilpa C has been the first member, Sri Shaila, Shreyasi Priya, and me myself Shruti. So over to Shilpa to explain.
Must eat us that eagerness to look forward for the next day. The quality of the work life is influenced deliver the workers' work. Also, contribute to the quality of work life. The evolution of the feudal year began in 1960s, and as discipline it began in US in September on the resource, that means the people resource. Our project actually began with the selection of the sampling technique. There are among the two types of sampling techniques. We selected the probability samples as the members of the population have no chance of being selected. From the probability samples, we selected stratified sampling method in which a population is grouped into different strata, that means different subgroups. The subgroups which we divided are assistant professors, and lecturers, and senior lecturers, as well as the non-teaching staff. We pooled both assistant professors and senior lecturers, as the population size of the senior lecturers was 80. Totally, we got a sample size of 24 professors and 42 assistant professors, and lecturers 42, and the non-teaching staff 40. When we come to the designing of the questionnaire, we designed the questionnaire from the literature review and by the mix and match approach to suit the local content in our college. The final questionnaire has 15 items which measure the 3 independent variables which are the career satisfaction, autonomous system, and the institutional facilities. We use the 5-point scale to indicate the level of the quality of work done, where the 5 indicates good and 3 indicates average, and as well as 1 indicates the poor level. For determining the sample size of the survey, we use the stratified sampling method because our population of the items here in the college is skewed, so we use the stratified sampling. The disadvantage of this stratified sampling is it is difficult to determine the population sample size of each stratum differently. So we made use of easy sample, which made us to determine sample size very easily by using the confidence level 95% and the precision range plus or minus 0.05. And the questionnaires were given to the stratum, that means assistant professors, lecturers, and non-teaching staff to fill in and did the analysis. Over to shoot.
The data analysis, and we use multiple regression analysis to analyze the data. Since we have 3 independent variables, that is institutional facilities, career satisfaction, and the autonomous system, we use the multiple regression analysis. This regression analysis leads to establishing the relation between the independent variables and the dependent variables. The dependent variable being the quality of work life. The results were as follows. The overall quality of work life among professors was found to be 3.8417, that is well above the average, and we can conclude that the quality of life at SIT among the professors is pretty good. The main findings of the ratings, the 3 independent factors were 4.17 for career satisfaction, 3.82 for institutional facilities, and 3.4 for the autonomous system. The regression equation we found out using MATLAB software yielded the equation QWL is equal to 0.242, whereas that is beta naught, the constant, and the factor institutional career satisfaction 0.351, that is beta 1, and x2 for autonomous system, and the beta 2 value being 0.305, and the institutional facilities x3, the beta 3 value being 0.287. Among assistant professors and senior lecturers, the mean quality of life was 3.8794, which is above the average, and the conclusion was the quality of work life was pretty good among the senior lecturer also. The means of the findings were institutional facilities being dominated, that the mean is 3.9960. Career satisfaction is 3.9429 and autonomous system being 3.66 and the regression equation was as follows. For institutional facilities of mean being 4.1, career satisfaction of 3.5 and autonomous system of 2.9. So therefore the regression equation was as follows. And among the not-taking members, the mean was 4.1 and the dominating independent variable was autonomous system, mean being 4.2 and institutional facility being 4.1 and career satisfaction of 4.09. And the regression equation was as follows. So conclusion is that the quality of work life is pretty good among all the strata and that our college is being good and the career satisfaction level is very high. But then the change in economic system is a bit to be adjusted among the lecturers. It is a new system and it is the last rating among the independent variables available. So these were the references we used for JSS and the OSAW quality of work life, the two business papers we used and the Anjali and the biology statistics. Thank you.
Now, automatic fault communication system. It is all about communicating fault automatically to the respective departments. The organization had observed that they have faults occurring when assembling a product. So, to communicate automatically, we have designed this system. Now, it gives a snapshot of the ongoing process in the production department directly. It also helps the management to acquire the data from the assembly line automatically with the help of various devices such as PLC, SMS gateway, and so on. Now, the fault definition. The organization has observed that the fault was not communicated properly to the in charge of the department. That means there was a manual system. For an example, I am an operator in the operator station. I have seen that there is a fault in the product. Excuse me, sir, there is a fault. The supervisor is to take his own time to communicate this to the respective department. There was no as such system designed to have a track over the fault in the over the required to clear the fault or knowledge of fault. For example, in a day, we have a system where as soon as the fault is logged into the system and SMS is sent directly to the head of the department, where head of the department is always aware of the system. Now, with the help of various devices, we have designed the system. Now, let us try to understand what are the components of our system. The first component of the system is PLC. It is also called as programmable language circuit. The second component, SMS gateway. SMS gateway is a system where automatically the SMS is sent to the respective number stored. Third component, model. We have used model here. For an example, the production department is very far from the respective product department. The implementation cost and the maintenance cost of the wiring is very high. For example, from an operating system, the fault is not communicated to the respective department. We have to shut down the whole system, check the whole mining process, where the data increases by itself. So we have used model that is binary technology so that from the operating station, directly the fault is communicated to the respective department. Now, I will explain in detail the components of the system. The first component I told is PLC, programmable language circuit. It is a component where it makes sure that all the process is completed whatever we program. Secondly, it will make sure that all the data is captured, communicated as per we have given the program. Second component, SMS gateway. SMS gateway is a device where automatically the SMS is sent. Modem, as I told, why we have used modem? To have micro technology to make sure that the implementation cost and maintenance cost decreases. And as we all know, the copper cost is increasing day by day. So the wiring of the copper increases, the cost increases. So our control of the cost in this system, we have used micro technology on-time process in the production department. With the help of dashboard, we have designed. This is the dashboard you can see over here. The organization has fixed a target time at 5 minutes plus number of time. Remaining time, line stop time. Now, this is an architectural view. What happens when a fault is locked? When a fault is locked, I have to press a button over there. The organization has itself defined 4 types of fault: maintenance, quality, purchase, and stores. Imagine there is a maintenance fault. As soon as I press the button, first SMS is sent. Then, triggering of the fault is happening in the department. Data is captured in the database system. Now, all this process is taking place with the help of one component called as TLC. TLC will make sure that it will know the time, acknowledge time, and the fault clearing time. Now, my friend will explain with the help of this model how our system works.
Now let us understand how it actually happens in the SAP line. Now imagine this is the operator system. He will come. There are 4, we have defined here, the company has given us 4 types of problems as mentioned here: maintenance, quality control, store, and purchase. Now if there is a problem in the maintenance line, the operator will come, switch a button on the maintenance. And this, once he presses the maintenance button, the time will start acknowledging, and as soon as the maintenance button is occurred, it will start blinking in the particular department and in the production floor. Now, as soon as he comes, he will press the acknowledge button. Once the acknowledge button is pressed, it means that he is working on the fault which has been occurred in the SAP line. Now, we can see that the blinking has stopped, and we can know that the fault is being looked after by someone. And once the fault is being recovered, the reset button is pressed. Now, we can know that the fault is being removed and the assembly line is clear of the particular fault. In this way, we have all the 4 departments or 4 types of faults. The benefits of the system. It allows the maintenance in an unattended fault. Now, if the fault is not attended, we can easily know by the blinking of the button, or by if the light is off, we can know that whether the problem is being occurred, whether the problem is being looked after by someone. It's systematic. The entire assembly line is systematic. From the time the person comes and presses the acknowledge button till the time he recovers the fault, the entire time is being noted down so that we can get to know for a particular fault what is the time being used, for a particular type of fault, what is the knowledge the person has to know, what is the prerequisites of the worker to know to work on the fault. The limitations. As we know, all systems have limitations. Our system has high technology devices we use, and the orientation and the implementation takes time, because if we are using the manual system, the people in the production floor has to get used to the automatic floor system, the technology being used, so it needs time. And we also have the major scope of our system is there's a possibility of linking the present system with the SAP software. As you know, the SAP is one of the major softwares being used. We can link this system to the SAP software so that we have a hyperlink and we can get an ongoing process, direct information. These are the references.
My dear friends, as we are now here IEM students, tomorrow's entrepreneurship. We are tomorrow's entrepreneurs. I would like to say something. Please don't keep dream in your eyes. It can fall down as tear. Please keep it in your heart so that every heartbeat will remind you that you are a dream to cherish. Thank you.
Sir, later.
ಏನು ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬರಬೇಕು
ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆಯಾ
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Tradition of PQM, major tools used in PQM, and the implementation goals and conclusion.
Nowadays, everybody talks about quality, but quality can be defined as a fitness for the use. The evolution of quality starts in 18th century by inspection, SQC, QA, TQM, and Six Sigma. Some of the great personalities who worked on the quality, who improved the quality to get a better products. Some of them are Crosby, Demings, Juran, Ishikawa, Shingo, Taguchi.
Management philosophy developed by Motorola in 1980s. It is a process where it mainly focuses on the business process improvements to eliminate work, waste, rework, and mistakes. It is mainly focused on customer satisfaction, increase in profitability and competitiveness. It is a statistical measure to objectively evaluate processes. The main aim is to attain Six Sigma quality. Now let us know what is Six Sigma quality by diagram. Here, in 1 Sigma, we get only 30.1% of yield. Yield means the number of products produced without defect. As we go on like this, when we concentrate on the variations while producing the products, we get a very good yield. Like when we see at Six Sigma, we get 99.9997% of yield. There is another way to look at it. That is, we have to clearly define the customer's explicit requirement, that is CPQ. Count the number of defects that occur, then determine the yield percentage of items without defects. Using all this, we have to find the DPMO and Sigma using conversion chart.
Very good afternoon to everyone present here. My name is Srikanth and I am Srinathan from JSSAT Bangalore. We are going to make a presentation on automation. Srinathan will carry on first. Good afternoon. Firstly, let us start the introduction. Where does the word automation come from? The word automation derives from the Greek word automata. Why is this automation required? Humans tend to get tired, sick, distracted and bored. Due to this, their output lacks consistency, accuracy and precision. Whereas machines work for 24 hours and don't suffer any of these shortcomings as seen in the humans. What is automation? In an automatic process, a technical device called control system assumes certain controls like checking, monitoring, controlling the process, post-production, manual labor, mechanization, partial automation, and complete automation. Manual labor is the lowest level of the work process. In this stage, the work process is carried out without the aid of the machines. In this stage, the humans need to give the working energy. The second stage is mechanization. In this stage, the manual labor is taken over by the machines. That is
our company and our unit.
That is general function. That is the invitation ಬಂದಿರಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸರ್ ಬಂದೈತಾ ಬರಬೇಕು ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಬಂದೈತಾ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ವೈಸ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಲರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಏನು ಬಾಗಲಕೋಟೆ ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ
staff advisor, and Shiva Reddy, our vice president.
Coming to this training about IEMage. IEMage is a technical symposium organized by the IIM Department of SIT Tumkur annually at national level. It includes academic, co-curricular, extracurricular and cultural aspects. It also gives the students a chance to showcase their talents and receive accreditation.
Thank you, Romesh, for the brief introduction about IEMage. I now call upon Ms. Shilpa CS of 6-7 for introduction. And now I request our beloved HOD, Dr. J.P. Venkatesh, to welcome the panel.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I submit my reverence to pronounce at the letter speech of His Holiness Dr. Sri Sivakumara Swami. Honorable Chief Guest of this evening, Dr. B.G. Desai, General Manager, Discharge India Limited, Tumkur. Dr. Shivakumara, our beloved Principal, Professor Baswaraja, Dean Planning and Execution, and Dr. R.S. Karnataka, Coordinator IEMage 2010, Mr. Shiva Reddy, Student Vice President, and dignitaries of the diocese. I deem this as my proud and privilege to welcome you all for this valedictory function IEMage 2010. I am highly grateful to Sri D.G. Desai, General Manager, Discharge Limited, who accepted our invitation and made it convenient to be with us as our chief guest and to grace this occasion. On the behalf of Department of IEM, on behalf of myself, I welcome you, sir. The guiding force of any such program is none other than our Dean Planning and Execution Professor Baswaraja, who accepted our invitation and made it convenient to preside over today's function. I welcome you, sir. The continuous sources of inspiration and guiding force behind conducting such program is our beloved Principal, Dr. Shivakumara, who has agreed to grace this occasion once again. I heartily welcome you, sir, for this function. I take this opportunity to extend my sincere hearty welcome to all HODs, invited judges, press media, and participants from different colleges, colleagues, student volunteers, and also all my students who are actively taking part in this program. Finally, I welcome one and all and wish you all the best in the forthcoming cultural event. Thank you so much.
And now I request TD of 6th Sem to introduce the chief guest.
And my dear friends, at this outset, I am glad to stand before you all to give a brief introduction about our prestigious guest. I deem it a privilege to introduce our chief guest, Mr. V.G. Desai, the General Manager of Disha India Private Limited, Tumkur. Mr. Desai passed out from K.H. Kapoor Institute of Technology as Mechanical Engineer and did his MBA specialization in marketing from Sikkim Manipal University of Manipal. He has about 25 years of experience in mechanical industry. He started his career with Larsen & Toubro Limited, Bangalore as planning engineer. He is working with Disha India Limited Tumkur plant from last 20 years. The main business line of Disha India Limited is to provide a complete solution of design and supply of foundry technology to Indian industry and also to export markets. The Disha India Limited is identified as manufacturing hub of horizontal molding technology for supply to the world market. Disha India Limited belongs to Noricon Group with its headquarters in Denmark. The Noricon Group stands #1 company in the world in the foundry technology business. He is involved in successfully transferring advanced foundry technology to Indian foundry sector from Disha Technology of Germany and Denmark. He traveled extensively to Germany, Italy, France and Switzerland in acquiring the new technologies. He has involved in successfully transferring the foundry technology of Disha India to Disha China and helped in setting up manufacturing setup in China. He has visited China many times and helped Disha China manufacturing unit. He is a member of Institute of Indian Metals, Kolkata. Sir, thank you for gracing this occasion and having consented to be the chief guest of IEMage 2010.
Now we have the report of IEMage 2010 by Rahul Professor.
Of our status marks at the lotus feet of Sri Sivakumar Swamiji. Respected dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, and my dear friends, I am very glad to present a brief report on IEMage 2010. In the morning, this episode was inaugurated by Sri MC Dinesh, President, Karnataka Small Scale Industries Association, Bangalore. Dr. M. Channabasappa, Honorable Director, presided over the function with the gracious presence of Dr. C. Kumaraya, our respected principal. After the inaugural function, various events took place at different venues of the college. Among them, technical paper presentation was held at Birla Auditorium, in which a total of 18 papers were presented by the students of different colleges. The winners of this event are first position Siddharth Chaitanya and Pramod Apni from GSS ATE Bangalore. Second position Suresh R and Ashwini DS from DSC Bangalore. Another event, business quiz, was held at the Department of IT. There were 19 teams and the winners are first position Abdul Qadir, 8th Sem IM and M. Amjad Ali, 8th Sem EC SIT. Second position Rajat Raj, 6th Sem IM, Kumar Abhishek, 6th Sem IM from SIT. Third position Prithvi Raj PA and Nitesh A. Limbasya from DSC Bangalore. Apart from academics, sports events such as cricket, throwball, shuttle badminton were also held for our students. The chief guest for the valedictory function is C. V.G. Desai, General Manager, Disha India Limited, Tumkur. Our Honorable Principal, Dr. C. Kumaraya, presiding over the function with the gracious presence of Professor Basurajaya, Director Planning and Development. The office bearer of this occasion are Lecturer Dr. M. Channabasappa, Director, Mentor Dr. C. Kumaraya, Principal, President Dr. J.P. Gandigatti, Professor and Head of IEM, Staff Coordinator Dr. Raishwar K. Mutt, Professor, Staff Treasurer K.V. Shivanandamurthy, Lecturer, Vice President Shiva Reddy. After this function, a cultural affair is going to take place. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Thank you.
For the brief report of IEMage 2010.
I would now like to request our chief guest, Sir V.G. Desai, to give a keynote address.
the Lotus Street, Sri Shivakumar Swami. Good evening to all the dignitaries on the dais and after dais, the teaching fraternity and my dear students. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank the organizers for inviting me to IEMage 2010 Symposium, and I hope that I will be able to do justice to my role. I will be briefly speaking about what is expected by outside industry from the IEM engineers when you come out of the college. So what is expected out of you by the outside industry? Just I give a brief on that. And also on the Indian industry, the opportunity and the growth and the challenges for the IEM students and basically for the mechanical engineers. During the year 1960s to 80s, the world market was a seller's market rather than the buyer market. The main focus was to improve the productivity, the production volumes, and try to meet the customer demands, and the manufacturing was really a challenge. The US started using the computer technology for enhancing the productivity and quality by using CNC machines and robotics. So it was a real demand from the customers or from the market that the manufacturing was really challenging. They did not have much tools or the technology or the technique to increase the volumes and improve the quality of the product. So then the US started using the computer technology and for enhancing their productivity and quality by using the CNC machines and the robotics. So this really gave a good result for the US, especially for the auto sector, especially the General Motors and the Ford. The main focus was on automation through high-speed machineries and to improve the volumes. So the organization was the top-down organization where the chief of the organization, the owners of the organization used to put in the money and they used to direct the down the level people how to improve the productivity and how to plan the manufacturing setup. I will just give you an example. If you take in those days, in Indian example, if I want to give, I can quote it, the Bajaj auto, you all know that the scooter, what we used to get from the Bajaj auto, we used to wait for 11 years to get a new bike. You want to buy a new scooter, you are supposed to wait for 11 years. And this became a big challenge because manufacturing was a challenge at that time. The demand was very high, where the productions were not able to, the industry were not able to meet the demand from the market. So this came even in the Lok Sabha also, that this discussion went out, that we have to wait for vehicle, even though you have money in your pocket, so you want to buy a two-wheeler, so you have to wait for 11 years. Now the 80s and 90s, slowly the market started changing. The US market and the Japanese market, they started increasing their production volumes. Then the Japanese also followed the same trend and achieved a good success in production volumes, increased through the automation. But the customer starts demanding more on quality and competition starts picking up. The seller market starts becoming buyer's market. So now in those days, we will just quote again, it was a seller's market. You want to buy, you buy, or you can leave it. That was the trend, and that was the behavior of the manufacturer. So who was in the market. But now slowly when the customer started demanding more, So there was a choice start available, the competition started bringing out more manufacturer, and we slowly started turning into a buyer's market rather than the seller market. In the buyer market, the customer will start demanding the more features and the lower price. So these were the challenges for the manufacturer, how to cut down the cost and how to improve the quality and how to give more features to the product. The value addition to the product has to be thought over by the manufacturer, and it became really a task, a challenge for the manufacturer worldwide. So now the demands, the new technique to be innovated, as the US and Japanese have reached the saturation by using automation. So what next? So we have already reached a saturation, you have brought a machine, you have manufactured, you have set up a unit where the automation is, you have achieved 100% automation, where you have achieved the highest speeds and the field rates, and you have achieved the maximum output from a machine. So what else you can do? You can't do it. The saturation situation came into the all the manufacturing units. So they have used the robotics, they have used the CNC technologies, and they have used the automation lines to make the manufacturing, increase their manufacturing output. So the situation came in such a way that they almost reached a saturation point where you can't enhance or you can't increase the output anymore. If you want to increase some more speeds and all, it was not viable for them. So they reached a saturation situation. Japanese technologies So new techniques have been formed. So what are the new techniques? So how to improve further and meet the customer demands? The customer demands started growing already, that to improve the quality of the product and to reduce the cost of the product. So the Japanese started thinking of using the human expertise which was untapped earlier. It was a top-down organization where I will tell, if I am the boss of the organization or the CEO of an organization, I will tell down the level people, okay, this is the policies you have to do, these are the directions I will give, you have to obey my direction or obey my order and start working accordingly. That was the organization situation was there, but now slowly the Japanese have found that this way we can't improve the productivity. This is not the right way of improving the productivity. We have to involve everybody in the organization to improve the productivity, and that is how the flat organization started coming in, where the organization was transparent and the suggestions coming from the lower level employees, especially the people who really work in the shop floor, their values have been taken into consideration for improvements of the product. Really, the Toyota started the new management techniques. So what are the new management techniques, the Toyota? The Toyota is the leader in the Japanese organization, where they have the pioneers, I would say, for the new management technology, what we are using today. So this has given us, enhance the productivity, improve the quality, and improve the delivery time. They started the lean manufacturing system. The lean manufacturing system consists of maybe a Kanban system or the full system. The Kaizens are nothing but the small improvements, contribution made by all the employees, the FIS, then the continual improvements, waste elimination program, then value stream mapping, the JIT, that is just in time, then the mill plan techniques. So these kind of management tools or the techniques have started really gaining the momentum. So everybody in the organization, there is a total employee involvement in the organization, which will everybody start thinking how to reduce the cost of the product and how to improve the quality of the product, what they are producing. And the belongingness came into the mind of all the employees working in an organization. Then came the TQM techniques, then came the ISO system where it will give the quality system, the laid down procedures for the ISO, and the Six Sigma and the quality circles, the Bokoyoka, that is the food proofing system. And these are all the techniques used in the Gemba. Gemba means the shop floor where actually the operations are happening. So all these techniques were started practicing by the Toyota management, and they have really gained a very good success in these techniques. So this has really given them a good edge over the competition, and in fact the Toyotas were learned how to make a car from giants like General Motors somewhere in US and the Ford. But after acquiring all these techniques, I would say that today the Toyota has already beaten the General Motors in the number of profitability, or if you take the volumes, or if you take the efficiency, or if you take the productivity. So all these techniques have helped the Toyota to improve their profitability and improve the quality of their products. So this is where the industrial management engineers are expected to be operational management techniques and can become expertise on these tasks. So these are the areas where the industry expects that the industrial management engineers can really look into this kind of tasks where they can really flourish. On the Indian industry, the growth and the opportunity, I would like to speak few words. The statistics say that the number of vehicles per 1,000 people, if you take the population of the country, it is taken in 2005. The USA has got 797 vehicles. So per 1,000 people, there are 797 owners, they are owning the vehicles. If you compare that figure to India, which is just 14, so 1/4, that includes even the two-wheeler, including a 50cc moped, what everybody is using. So you imagine what is the scope of industry, automobile sector available for us. If you take the Indian GDP growth, the highest growth we have achieved is in 2006-7, that is 9.7, and now because of the recession and the world market, it has come down to now 7.2 in 2009-10. I will just give a comparison of the GDP comparison. For example, now if you take US GDP as $100, as of 2007, the Indian GDP value is just $7. This they have done a survey and they have predicted that in 2050, the Indian value, if you compare to the same US dollar of 100, we are going to have $88. From 7 to 88, you can expect what is the growth rate expected in India. Similarly, if you take China, the Chinese dollar rate is $23. If you take US as $100 GDP, China today, as of today now it is 23. It is expected to become 129 in the year 2050. You can imagine why I am giving this example is, you can imagine the growth what Indian industry and the Asian industry are going to get in the near future. The India is amongst the 3 most attractive FDI destination in the world. That is a foreign direct investment. This is one of the 3 most favored destinations in the world. Then why they are coming to India? So if you just look into into this introspection, so India has got very highly skilled, low-cost labor. Our skills levels are really very high, and the cost is very less. There is a rapid growth in the Indian industry. The progressive opening of economy to the international trade. You can see the government of India is allowing the foreign direct investment in all the sectors, and they are reducing the import tariff so that more and more foreign companies can do the investment in India. Then there are high returns on the investment. Whatever the investment they do, there is a very huge returns for their investment. So that is the reason that all the foreign companies are rushing to India. I will just give you the volume of the Indian industry. We are the largest two-wheeler manufacturer and three-wheeler manufacturer in the world. We are the second largest tractor manufacturer in the world. Now, the number one global motorcycle manufacturer in India is in India. That is Hero Group of Industries, the Hero Honda Motors, what you see. They are the producer of highest motorcycles in the world. We are the fifth largest commercial vehicle manufacturer in the world. So this is the volume of Indian industry, and it is going to grow in many folds. So I will just tell you what are the top 5 growth industry area: the cement, steel, pharma, gems and jewelry, and engineering. These are the top 5 growth areas identified. So fortunately we come under the engineering sector. And I'll just brief you on the service sector. The 1/5 of the Fortune 500 companies have set up their R&D units in India. So you can imagine what is the growth, what is the opportunity available for the Indian students or Indian engineers. 50% of the Fortune 500 companies source their software services from India. The IT revenue in 2009-2010 is, it is in US dollars, 71.7 billion. The total indirect employment is 8 million people. The direct employment is 2.2 million people in the IT sector. And we are the largest supplier of English-speaking manpower. If you compare in the world, if you compare, especially when you start comparing, we compare with China. So Chinese, most of the Chinese people, they don't know the English. So they just started now learning the English. The young generation is better, but the old generation really don't know what is English. So this has, for Indians, the English has really become very handy, and people prefer the Indian engineers because of their language. So there is a quote from the Cisco CEO. He said that we came to India for the cost, where the cost is very less in India. That is the reason we came to India. We stayed for the quality here. The Indian quality, they found it excellent. They have stayed here, and now they are investing for the innovations. Means we have proved that the Indian intelligence, our Indian brain, is equally competitive to the US or any other part of the world. So this is an opportunity and the growth available for the students who come out of the institutions like SIT. So I just give this feedback to all of you. So all the best to the students who come out of this institution. Thank you very much.
By the comparative analysis of present and early market conditions.
And now we move on to the prize distribution. I request our Chief Guest, Sir B.G. Desai, to distribute the prizes.
Good evening, Birla Auditorium. Beloved Principal, my esteemed colleagues, Dr. Vindigati, Dr. Karnataka, my esteemed colleagues in the Department of IEM, my dear participants from different institutions, and my dear students, invited ladies and gentlemen. I am very happy to be associated with the valedictory function of the state level symposium IEMage organized by the Department of Industry Engineering and Management. We had a very informative valedictory address from Sri B. Desai. He traced the development of industry right from 1960s. He rightly pointed out in the initial stages it was a seller's market. If you want to buy a Bajaj scooter, deposit the amount, 50%, and then wait for 10 years. That was the situation. And the quality of service is also not all that good. But because of the automation and because of lot manufacturing, we gradually moved from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Today, you can buy any vehicle of your choice by just walking into the showroom. So when we hear this seller's market, one news item reminds me of what happened in our legislative assembly about 35 years back. Respected S.M. Krishna, the present Home Minister, had just become MLA, was still a bachelor. Mr. Vijayappa was the Chief Minister. At that time, Chief Ministers had a quota for cars also, especially ambassador and Fiat cars. In a later way, in the assembly, the Chief Minister came forward. Mr. Krishna, you are still a bachelor, you get married. Through my quota, I will give you a car. So this was the type of situation that was prevalent about 30 years back. But today, it is buyer's market. And even a phone connection, we had to wait for years. And I took my own phone connections in the name of some municipal councillor. That too after waiting for 2 years. But today, people will come to your doorsteps and they will ask you, you require connection, they are able to provide from Reliance, from Tata. So, even BSNL presence has improved. This has improved mainly because of the competition. And Mr. Desai rightly pointed out that there is a change in the approach of the management also. Earlier it was top to bottom, now it is bottom to top. That is, we are moving toward a participatory management system where the views, suggestions and ideas given by the people who are actually working on the floor will be taken and will be given due consideration. And this has brought in a sense of pride among the workers, that is sort of ownership, because their voice is also being heard. They feel that our organization belongs to us also. So this has led to a lot of improvement in the production, not only in terms of numbers, but definitely in terms of quality also. Very rarely you come across any vehicle having broken down in the road. It is not just because of the quality. And because of the, in advance you know when your vehicle has to be serviced. For example, if you have any Maruti or Hyundai, they will say first 5,000 kilometers you go for servicing, then after every 10,000 you change the oil. Because they have given you the guidelines for you to maintain the vehicle, the breakdown rate has come down drastically. Another point which Desai brought out was initially investors came to India because of availability of skilled labor at a low cost. Today people are coming not because we have got a low cost labor, it's very costly now because of the knowledge power that Indian youth have. Recently, myself and 15 of my colleagues visited GE infrastructure. There, in the white area, got a very big aviation sector, employing nearly 5,000 engineers. They are mentioning that all the design is done in the Bangalore center and manufacturing is done in China. So, this is where we stand. All the reputed MNC organizations, they are setting up their R&D centers in India, the two in Bangalore. So, because of this development, you engineers need not have to worry about your prospectus. Don't worry if you are not placed in the campus, but once you go out and give a CV to any of the organizations, definitely you are going to get a job. I have not come across any SAT alumni who is unemployed. You get some employment or the other. And now the market is also opening up. Many companies are also recruiting. And that's why I rightly pointed out the scope available for IEM graduates, because a lot of changes are taking place in the manufacturing techniques and you have got a greater role to play. Friends, with these few remarks, I would like to thank you for giving an opportunity to participate in this nice evening function. I wish you all the best.
I now request Dr. Tumkur IEMage, our principal, to address the gathering.
Shri B.D. Desai, the chief guest of this evening function, and General Manager Disha India Limited, Tumkur, Professor Basudaya, Dean Planning and Development, Dr. Ganji Reddy, Professor and Head Department of Industrial Engineering and Management, Rajeshwar Kardiyomat, Coordinator of this Technical Symposium, Shiva Reddy, the Vice President of IEM Association, my esteemed colleagues, participants from various engineering colleges, my dear students, friends, and a special guest, Ashwini, our alumnus. Now I don't want to stand before you and the cultures. Just I thank B.G. Desai, today's chief guest, for having come over here and given a wonderful talk. And he has given the vivid account of how the industries have grown from 1960 till date. And he has also mentioned by adopting the IEM principles, how the Toyota company has beaten the top automobile company of US, that is General Motors. Now, I wish the faculty of IEM department to work as a cohesive unit and guide the students, and so that the department will flourish well and the department can beat the other departments in terms of academic excellence as the Toyota has beaten the General Motors. I wish at the outset, I also congratulate Ashwini, our alumnus, who has brought laurels to the department of IEM department and also SIT by securing third rank in the 2008-9 PTU examinations. Give her a big round of applause. I congratulate all the prize winners of various events, including the paper presentation and business quiz. I wish all the students the very best in their future endeavors. Thank you all.
Now, we move on to the prize distribution ceremony. I request our chief guest, Dr. B.G. Desai, to distribute the prizes.
ಸರಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸರಿ ನೋಡಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸರಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್
And Surabhi is 8th semester Dance as a College Distribution.
ಅವ್ರು ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡೋಣ ಮುಂದೆ 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 ಬನ್ನಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸರಿ ನೋಡಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಸರಿ ನೋಡಿ.
Second place goes to Ravish to the cancer. And runner is Sanat K. 87. In women's, Kavya and runner is Rashmi GM 67.
ರೆಡಿ? ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಹತ್ರ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದಿಬ್ರು ಬನ್ನಿ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಹತ್ರ ಬನ್ನಿ. ರೆಡಿ? ಓಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಹತ್ರ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಈ ಕಡೆ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು ಸರಿ ನೋಡಿ. ನೋಡಿ ನೋಡಿ.
Thank you, sir.
ಸರಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್.
Also, I would like to thank our President, Professor Basavaraja, for gracing the occasion. It's my
ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಡಿ, ಫುಲ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ.
next, I would like to thank
ನೋಡಿ ಓಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೊಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ.